Good morning and welcome to ASI Radio's Tuesday Morning Show, where ASI's most outspoken editors talk promo products and more. I'm Joe Haley. I'll be driving the ship today, so everyone better.
How do you drive a ship?
Get in there.
Steer the ship, Joe. Don't mix your analogies.
If I want to drive the ship, I'll drive the ship.
I think we better give him a breathalyzer if he's going to be at the wheel.
Steer the ship, Joe. Drive the car, steer the ship.
Okay. Someone who's going to be kicked off the ship will be one Miss Michelle Belch. She's the editor of SGR, and we just put the latest issue to bed.
Yes, we did.
How are you today, Michelle?
I'm good, thank you.
When are you going on vacation, Michelle?
Friday.
Oh, happy days. Happy days.
For us?
Yeah.
Have fun. Don't rush back.
Also joining us here in the studio today, a regular, Kathy Houston. She's the editor of Advantages Magazine. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hello, Joe.
What's coming up in your latest issue?
I don't know. Don't even ask.
All right, man. We're off to a great start. Also joining us is senior writer.
Yeah, sure.
Is that
I'll go
right?
with that. Yes, yeah. I think that's what it says on the card.
Okay, senior writer of Advantages Magazine.
Jack of all trades.
One Mr. Christopher Ruvo. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Oh, Joe, I'm great. How are you?
I'm terrific. You need a little vacation? You just had one, but do you need another one?
Yeah, I could, but that's all right. We're going. Labor Day soon.
Yeah, a nice little weekend, 3-day weekend there. You can relax.
Absolutely.
Rocking the soundboard is one Lauren Medina. Oh, look at that.
She's so money.
Yeah, she cash money, and also.
Wow, you're the only one who gets a little sound effect? All right.
Yeah, I know. The rest of us,
all right.
We don't
Take
matter.
that personally.
And as always, answering your phone calls and manning the stream is Facebook Vinny Driscoll. You can hear his lilting voice at 215-953-4979. Today's call and topic is smart ways to create a culture of spectacular customer service. Spectacular customer service. So give us a call at 215-953-4979. If we put you on the air, you are going to get the fabulous and famous ASI Radio prize pack, which includes a $25 Visa gift card, finger puppets, hand fans, some logo drinkware, and we're also going to throw in a pair of red Joe Show sunglasses. I like the red ones. I'm not giving those.
With a picture of Joe Haley wearing them. That's the real hook of that deal.
I'm taking shots all over the place. What else do we have on tap today?
All right. Well, Leighton Lee's going to call us with his product safety minute, as always. And Chris is going to tell you what to do before you fire a client. I will tell you how to create a no-fear culture. And Michelle will tell us how Zappos is game-changing customer service yet again. Chris will also give you 7 tips to boost your creativity. And Michelle will give you 5 powerful notes to write that will change your life. I'm interested in that. But before we go on, Michelle has the news.
Thanks, Kathy. In the news this morning, top 40 supplier American Apparel has released preliminary second quarter results showing its total sales were flat, coming in at $162 million. The company said it would be late issuing its full earnings, citing turnover of its recent board of directors. By the way, still no word on the future of CEO Dov Charney, who was ousted from his role in June amid allegations of misconduct. Also in the news, Poland-based distributor Linka has formed a strategic partnership with Berenson, AG of Germany. Berenson will provide Linka with additional capital and support systems. Linka will continue to be headed by John Lynch, who founded the firm 22 years ago. Next up today, Canada's McCabe Promotional Advertising has acquired the promo ad division of MP Russo and Associates. Russo staff will continue to work out of its Clinton, Ontario location, but now under the McCabe banner. Finally, this morning, be sure to check out today's promogram to see the latest episode of The Joe Show, where Joe tries his hand at tabletop cornhole.
Yeah.
That's right. There's nothing untoward about that. It's a game.
We prefer to call it
sounds
bago.
It sounds very inappropriate. But it really is.
We like to call it bago in my house, but
I'm not familiar with this game as I
Bago
don't
and
frequent
cornhole,
carnivals.
okay.
it's not a carnival game.
It's a tailgating game.
All right. Thank you for the news, Michelle. All right, Vinny, take us to line 2, where our friend Leighton Lee is with us today with his product safety minute. And Leighton, I understand you're talking about FDA registration of food facilities.
Yes. Good morning, folks. It's not a riveting topic this morning, I'm sorry, but I don't know if any of us are riveted to anything this morning. So like all of our energy levels are a little low today for whatever reason. But anyways, another couple of gallons of coffee, I might be okay.
There you go.
But Anyways, yes, I was talking to an FDA lawyer last week, and I asked him a question that has been bugging me for a few years, because all of us, whether we're distributors or suppliers, seem, especially around holidays, to get requests from end buyers that, hey, could you pack some candy canes with that product for us? Because we want to give it to employees for holiday, tokens of appreciation, or to clients and stuff. So whether it's a tumbler with pre-packed coffee or something with candy canes or Hershey's Kisses or whatever. But these end buyers at holiday time tend to want all of us to do this. And so I was asking this lawyer, I go, all of us in our industry do incidental packing of food with our promotional products. Because he had mentioned about registration about food facilities. So that's what kind of piqued my interest. And he confirmed that any of us who pack food, regardless of whether we make it or we source it from the local grocery store or whatever, but if we pack food, our facilities must be registered with the FDA. And this falls under, I did a little research, this falls under the Bioterrorism Act of 2002, which is an FDA regulation. It supposedly is to prevent bioterrorism by having bad people pack food that could injure the public, and registration is required, and especially and also every shipment of foreign food that comes into your facility, foreign food. So if you're sourcing cookies from France or chocolates from Switzerland and you want to pack those with your promotional product, you have to register that product and notify the FDA that you're bringing in that foreign product. So I now have a newfound reason why many of us should really carefully think about whether or not we want to accommodate end buyers in packing food with promotional product at holiday time. I know we're only in August, but some of these orders might start rolling in the next couple of months. So I just wanted everyone who's listening to be more aware of this. And if you're reluctant to do this accommodation, you now have a legal reason. So on that note, I'm going to go find some coffee and try to get amped up here a little bit today. You all have a great week.
All right,
thanks, Leighton. Words of advice there from Leighton Lee, our friend over at ETS Express. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines now. Remember, if you want to give us a call, 215-953-4979. If we put you on the air, you're going to get the ASI Radio prize pack. Vinny, let's go to line 3 where we have Mandy on the line.
Hello.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, how's everyone?
We're good. How are you?
Okay, good.
Where are you calling from?
Actually, not too far from you guys. I'm in Lambertville, New Jersey.
Hey, well, stop on over for a visit sometime.
Lambertville.
Yeah, it's great.
What's your question or your comment?
I have actually I need some advice. I'm noticing a lot of my clients, I love them all, but they're expecting their responses faster and faster. Like 24 hours isn't even cutting it anymore. So any suggestions on how distributor firms such as mine with limited staffing and resources can handle this?
Well, first thing I would say is get back to them immediately and let them know. It's like, I'm on this. Can I get a little more time? Ask for that time. If you can't do it in 24 hours, if you can get 2 days from them, but you have to ask. I wouldn't ignore the situation. And if everyone's, asking for the same type of rush and time crunch, you might want to start thinking a little ahead of time too. If you have clients, do something around Labor Day or do something around Halloween or Thanksgiving, start talking to them a couple months earlier so that it puts them in mind of they have something coming up, so they're not going to wait till the last minute.
That's good.
I think your idea of at least reaching out for an initial touch point right away is really important.
Got
because
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I got it. Let's get working on this. I got it.
you at least want to know that you're on their radar,
Right.
because nothing drives people, especially me, more crazy than to know that you don't want to be lost in the nebula,
Right.
and at least somebody knows what's going on and isn't paying
that
attention.
it gives a sense of reassurance. I mean,
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, it's not the days of letters where I receive a letter, okay, I've got it, now I'll take time to prepare a response.
Right.
It's I've got it, and okay, I know they got it, so that could give me a little bit of mental rest, and I
Exactly.
can move on to the other things I want to do because I know my distributor partner has confirmed that they got it and
Yep.
that they're reliable and they're going to work on it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, well, hopefully that helps. Stay on the line. Vinny's going to get your information, and we'll get you out there.
Put another way, it's a way of kind of biding time for yourself too. You win a little
No,
extra time.
well,
Yeah.
it is, but it's like you both said. It's once the supplier or once the client knows that, okay, my request has been heard, they're going to deal with it. They're a little busy right now. I understand that, but at least you've made that contact, and then if something's going to happen, it's
Right.
not just oh God, they forgot about me or they don't want this business,
Or no, someone's on vacation and no one saw this.
Right.
At least if there's a confirmation, yes, we're acknowledging that you have an issue or a question.
And I've noticed, I don't want to start a big age war here, but I've noticed that sometimes younger generation people are better at that because there's an expectation of a quick response.
I'm
So
right
go
there
ahead
with
and
you, Chris, because you and I are the youngest ones
Yeah.
at this table, so I completely understand what you're saying.
There's quite a gap.
All right, well, thanks, Mandy.
Thank you.
Stop in for a visit sometime.
Okay, I will do.
All right, Vinny, take us to line 1 where Melanie is waiting to speak with us. Hi, Melanie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
Terrific. Good morning. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from outside Orlando, Florida.
Okay. Have you been to Disney World lately?
I was there a couple years ago, but I kind of avoid the crowds anymore.
Well, Chris Ruvo was there just recently, and he had a banging time, didn't you, Chris?
Oh, it was great.
All right. All right, what's on your mind today?
Well, I was wondering, a lot of my clients are millennials now, and oftentimes, just because of changing times with technology, they don't want to communicate in person or even over the phone. They prefer texting, email, like even social media, like Twitter and Facebook posts. So how am I supposed to give personalized customer service when they seem to be keeping me at a distance?
Well, the thing is with millennials, or if that's how someone wants to communicate, then you don't have to worry about doing anything above and beyond what they want. If they ask for more, then you can give them more. If you want that personalized, in-person, hand-holding, if you want to do that for them and they're receptive, then okay. But if someone's content with doing everything over email, as long as it doesn't create problems, I would say communicate with your clients how they want to be communicated with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right, great.
Wow, well, that was easy. Wow.
Thank you.
That's a $100 idea.
What do you
there
have
for
to
free.
add there, Chris?
Well, I was gonna say though, I think the one thing you run a risk of if you don't have to do it with every customer, but with customers that you see as being potentially, more lucrative longer term. I think even if that's their preferred way of doing things, I do think you still want to get together at least occasionally.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Sure.
Just
But if
because-
their primary way.
No, primary, like, hey, we're working on this order. They trust you. You have a good relationship. It's established. I think that's cool. But I think because if you just have it transactional like that, text, email, then you're just to some degree you're just a price, and eventually that gets beat.
True.
Yeah.
I agree.
Then those might not be clients you want to keep.
Yeah.
They're beating you down on price. All right, stay on the line, and Melanie and Vinny will get your information. Before we go to the next call, Michelle, you have some Facebook comments?
Yep. Lori O'Shea at Motivator says, I think that customer service is often overlooked. Creating incentive programs for customer service reps who often get the brunt of the issues is a great way to keep them motivated and positive. David Garthwaite says, have customer service surveys go out with every single order. Rate all the aspects of the order process and reward those departments or individuals that receive high ratings. Make the whole process visible to everyone in your organization. To create the culture, you must keep this process going and don't just do it for a few months. And Eric Campbell says, the key to customer service is the key to life. You have to dare to listen and actually to care. You have to out-care your competition. It's the heart of the relationship development. Be responsive, responsible, and really care about your customers' needs, their businesses, their clubs, their lives. Care, listen, converse. I'm laughing because Kathy would have already had nothing to do with any of this. Care, listen, converse, and do all of those common sense things in business that we all intuitively know. Call back quickly. package things well, keep a good attitude, and you will win customers' loyalty.
Good advice there on Facebook. All right, we're going to go to one more call here on line 2. It's our friend from California, Stanley. How are you today?
Very good. How are you guys?
We're terrific.
Hey, Stanley.
What's your question or comment?
Well, my question, one of my comments is that I feel the frustration that other caller had. I get a lot of clients now. They really do keep you at bay. They only want to text, email. They want all this information. And I've been a believer of making spec samples for clients. But how far do you think you go when it comes to the clients that are keeping you at bay? I just recently made a spec sample hat for a client that wouldn't take calls, only wanted to text and email, and they ordered the hats, but they didn't order them through me, and I felt so used.
Yeah,
you were, unfortunately.
So would you do these things for me? At what point do you just say, this isn't really going to be the relationship I want to have, and you just, what do you do?
I would be at that point, Stanley. I would whatever your internal line of demarcation is, and I would just decide, listen, this isn't the kind of client I want. I want somebody who's got more of a personal relationship with me, and there's going to be more reciprocity in the process.
Yeah. You know what?
Gotcha.
If you do a lot online stuff and a lot of this back and forth in email and text message, whatever it might be, if someone's ordered that spec sample, I might deliver that in person. Let them put, a face with the emails, or the voice if you're speaking on the phone. At least try to build the personal relationship that way.
That's a good idea.
And then if you can meet face-to-face and you hit it off personally, then the client might be more apt to stay with you. But, if you feel like you're being used, I'd say see you later.
Gotcha. Do you think that this is where the industry is going, where a lot of it is not going to be face-to-face anymore, but are we going to move to video online or video emailing or?
No, I think all the technology will come in and play a part in business, but I think it'll always be a relationship-based business, face-to-face. Remember how many years ago was it? 15 years ago, when the internet was just going to do away with the distributor, and there are successful internet-based, web-based, distributors out there, but
I disagree to an extent. I think that it is going to change simply because of the millennials and the generation coming up behind them. They do not want to do things face-to-face. Here's Kathy.
Neither do I.
But they just don't want to, and that's not the way that they've led their lives so far.
Right.
So I think there will be a shift. Will it go away completely? No.
Right. Exactly. So, all right.
God, I can't believe where things are going. Somebody will wake up and go, "Who are you?" I'm your husband. When did you get married?
I already do that.
All right, well.
Why are you in my house?
on that note, Stanley, we're going to put you back on the phone with Vinny, and he's going to get your information. Thanks for giving us a call. All right, now we're going to take a pause for a message from today's show sponsor, Hanes. And when we come back, we're going to go to Ruvo to see what you do before you fire a client.
Hanes branded printwear has a new website designed specifically for screen printers and promotional product distributors. HanesInc.com features detailed product information and resources to help you make the most of Hanes t-shirts and fleece. For the first time, you can download high-res front and back holos of every product in every color in the format and resolution you need. Apparel pages are organized by color and product line, so you can easily find exactly what you're looking for. In addition to high-res holos, you will also find helpful sales tips on every product page. Each product is assigned a helpful return on investment scenario to illustrate the untapped return potential for you and your customers in every interaction. In our resources section, a dedicated return on investment page provides additional questions and insight to help you better understand how to meet your customers' needs with better products and better guidance. Visit HanesInc.com today for high-res holos, sales tips, and many more resources.
And we are back, and we're going to shift this right over to Chris Ruvo and find out what you do before you fire a client.
All right, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to try to fix the problem. Look at the situation as unemotionally and objectively as you can, and try to see if there's maybe something that within reason that you could do to improve the situation, make that customer's experience better. You also want to consider the numbers. This is super important. You want to ensure that you understand the financial implications, and that includes, the cost of replacing the customer, the cost of what your revenues are, what your real profits are. Because even if the person's a pain, is it really worth losing that money if they're a profitable customer for you? Another thing you want to do, or a tactic that you could do before firing a difficult customer, is to raise your prices. If this could naturally vet them out, they may not want to pay those higher prices, so that could kind of resolve the situation for you if you really don't want to work with them. Or if they agree to pay the prices, well, then it might be worth the trouble to continue dealing with them. And then lastly, if it does come to the point where you're going to fire them, don't burn your bridges. Try to make it an amicable resolution. And one way you could even do that is to suggest another vendor that they could work with.
Good tips.
So shift it over to your competition.
Yeah, I was going to say give them the headache, but I tried to phrase it non-cynically. So.
I like the raising the prices one, though.
Yeah.
That's something like most people wouldn't think of doing.
Yeah. I know some clients can be difficult, and I just can't imagine how people can actually live their life like that. I was looking at Michelle Bell.
As I was looking at you.
All right, we're going to post that later on asicentral.com/radio. And now, Kathy, this one scares me. How to create a no-fear culture.
Joe, don't have any fear. It's all about revamping titles, fewer rules, and asking for true feedback, which all makes sense. And this company called Pluralsight does just that. They rethink the titles. They say if you're a director, VP, or C-level exec, you come equipped to instill fear in your team through your title alone. So what they're doing is they are rethinking the titles at their company and implementing a set of simple internal titles designed to drill down the essence of each person's role rather than convey a position of authority. A company that really values titles is one where there's also likely to be more fear. So you make them less important, you can break down a key element of the fear factor right there.
Do they have samples of titles that they came up with that aren't like scary?
No, they don't. But let's say writer of the magazine.
Wow.
I don't know.
That rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they even they don't have examples, but they even let their employees put their whatever title they pick on their business cards.
I want to be the Queen of France.
We want you to be that too.
Last week I wanted to be the Sparkle Boss of Advantages. Remember?
I think we've officially designated you that.
That's right. All right. Next, be a truth seeker. Obviously, since fear keeps people from saying what they really think, turning them into people pleasers rather than problem solvers. Obviously, it results in the leadership team having a skewed view of what's really going on. So have channels for legitimate feedback, and don't punish an employee for giving their true opinion or telling you how they think things could work better.
I think that a lot of companies, if there's a culture of fear there, trying to change that culture of fear is difficult. And that, if they have problems and they say, well, we're going to solve these and we want you to tell you the truth, I still think there's a lot of fear in people saying, I don't believe this. I still am afraid that something's going to come back and bite me. But go ahead.
And then one more, and then we'll put the rest up online. Limit the rule book. Too many rules reflect too little trust. Duh. When you really trust your team, you don't need as many rules. And at this company called Pluralsight, they currently have 2 rules in their handbook. Be kind, courteous, and respectful to those you work with, and always do what's in the company's best interest.
Well, I think with that, too, a lot of times in those company handbooks, lawyers get involved, and, you have to do everything according to the law and stuff like that. So, while that handbook sounds great, you give it to, a lawyer. And
I say don't hire any company lawyers. There you
Love
go.
you, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
All right, thanks, Kathy. All right, Michelle.
Yep.
There's one of my all-time favorite customer service stories is with Zappos, but you're going to tell us how Zappos is game-changing customer service again. And,
it's interesting. We were just talking about customer service because, Zappos is kind of legendary for theirs, right? And I think a key to it, it's a little disingenuous to give advice about them, I think, to companies in our industry because, they don't have the resources that a Zappos does.
Yeah.
But they empower every single one of their customer service people. Anybody who gets on the phone and has a touch point with a client or a customer is empowered to do whatever it takes to make that customer happy. That's very difficult to do in this industry simply because they don't have those kind of resources. But anyway, they're really upping their game at Zappos. They are going to be offering this new service called Ask Zappos, where you can send them a photo, or if you're talking to a customer service rep at Zappos, say, you know, I saw this pair of shoes, and I don't know where I saw it, but can I email it to you? You can email it to them. They will find it for you, even if it is not in their catalog or one of their SKUs. They will find it for you and get it to you, which is really kind of game-changing and groundbreaking. Again, though, if it takes off, and I can't imagine that it wouldn't because it's pretty amazing, that really shifts and puts the onus on smaller companies. You know, how do you keep up with that?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tony Shea, he doesn't miss a trick. He says the goal is not to just wow the customer, but to personalize the shopping experience. To that end, their Zappos Labs, which currently works on new initiatives at the company, has other projects in the works, including a recommendation engine that produces results based on Pinterest pins and personal style recommendations based on Instagram.
Wow.
Pretty
Good
cool.
luck keeping up with that.
Yeah,
suppliers.
pretty cool. So my favorite Zappos customer service story is that a woman purchased a pair of shoes for her mother, and the mother passed away before the shoes arrived. So she called or wrote, Zappos. Or I think she called and said, I got these shoes that haven't been worn. Can I return them? My mother passed away. They said, oh, sure, no problem. Return the shoes. She gets her money back. And the customer service rep sent flowers and a condolence to her house. So,
that's nice.
you got a customer for life there. Not only do they, take the shoes back, but
It's incredible. Yeah, it's a great story. Nice
So I've
personal
told that
touch.
story at every Power Summit we've had recently, and then ask for show of hands. And at the Power Summits, you're talking the biggest companies in our industry, and ask them how many have empowered their staff to do something like that, and very few can because of the amount of money and the time. I mean, they can't do that.
Right.
So while that is a wonderful
Yeah,
story,
I love that
it's
story.
very hard to implement that
Right.
if you don't have the money, the bankroll of a Zappos.
But taking the tip from that for
a card, though, maybe they could do, but not
yeah,
cash.
Yeah, sure.
or
I mean,
like exactly, or if you're a sales rep in the industry, and just personalizing the customer experience. If you have a customer and you know somebody passed away, or they had a new baby, or adopted a puppy, whatever, send them a little gift.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
The difference, though, and just for the record, I mean, I send a lot of things to people in the industry. The difference is I pay for that. So
Right.
I think that's a point of distinction.
Right,
It's not
right.
that ASI is allowing me to do that. Not that
Right.
they wouldn't, and they certainly applaud my efforts, but I am bankrolling that,
Right.
which is a little different.
Yeah. But and what I'm saying too is sales reps, just take it out of your pocket, send a little gift.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It builds
Yeah.
a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to post that online. We have one more time for another topic. 7 tips to boost your creativity, Mr. Ruvo.
All right, so we're close to the end, so I'll just give you 3. The first one is set specific time aside for being creative. And what this means is you basically take a block. It could even be as little as a half an hour, and devote it specifically for creative activity. Even if your brain is blank and you're not getting anything done, don't do anything else. Set that time aside specifically for focusing on ideating or things of that nature. The next thing you want to do, or that you can do, is if you're feeling stuck creatively on coming up with a solution for a client, is just start observing the world around you and recording things, writing things down, drawing a little sketch. Sometimes just gets the gears in your brains working, and you'd be surprised what can come out of that. Another thing is to start early. You have more willpower earlier in the day, and a lot of times people find they're more creative earlier in the day. So if you wake, even before you have that blast of coffee, write a few ideas down. You never know what you might find in there. So see if you can put those into play.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I actually have a little moleskin journal I keep in my car.
Do you?
Yeah, that's where I think of things, like where I write them down.
So I don't want to know if you write about me. What do you think about me?
Don't look at my moleskin journal. All right, we have just enough time for Michelle Bell's most favorite part of this show.
It really
She
isn't,
longs for this. She loves this. Our favorite things. Michelle, why don't you start us off?
Okay, mine's from a company. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this company or heard me talk about them. Anybody?
Leeds?
Oh,
Yep.
Leeds? Really?
So this is one of their newest products, and it's a silicone card holder that is perfect for keeping all your credit cards and ID cards and business cards close when you're traveling, for going overseas, or at something called a GYM, G-Y-M. Oh, the gym. That's right. Leeds, ASI 66887, leedsworld.com.
That was good.
All right, Kathy, what do you got?
All right, you know the pet market is huge, right?
I
Yep.
do.
Okay.
Meow,
Michelle
meow.
knows.
Meow, meow.
All right, well, I like the double duty pet scoop and clip from Evans Manufacturing. It's ASI 52840, and you could scoop the puppy's food with one end out of the bag, or the kitties, and then you can seal it. It's a clip, too, to keep it fresh. So check it out.
That's great.
Yeah.
50.
Roof.
All right, football season's coming up, so tailgating's big.
It just started Saturday.
Yeah, what's that?
It's
All right.
Preseason.
Oh, you mean the English Premiership? Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Man City.
Well, American football season then is starting soon, and obviously can coolers and bottle coolers go great with that. The one that I have is from Crown Products, ASI 47700, and what makes this one unique is it has a little loop on the back of it that you can store a bottle opener in, so it's practical and fun.
All right. So speaking of football, people go tailgating, and sometimes they play cornhole, or as we call it in our house, bago. And I have a tabletop version here. Vinny's going to come in tight on this. It comes with 2 boards. It comes with 4 blue bags and 4 red bags, and it's a great stress reliever to have on your desk. Break up the day by playing a little game of cornhole. It's good for gifts to give the clients if you take them out tailgating. It's a good gift for employees at summer picnics. Summer's almost over, so if you're getting that picnic in, you give them to them, and I'm sure that college students would like to have this too. You can find this from AJJ Enterprises, ASI 30226, and you can find them online at www.promotoss.com. All right, well, that's all the time we had for today. We'll be back next week. We'd like to thank today's show sponsor, Haynes. But until then, I don't know, keep doing your thing.